All right, folks, welcome back. And remember, what I'm doing with this TikTok series is following things as they unfold in real time. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, follow the comment above back to part 3, which will allow you to follow back to part 2, which will allow you to follow back to part 1. So that way you have context, you have a full picture of what it is I am talking about. So we do have some developments. You'll remember that in part 3, what I went over very briefly was lawsuits that former Twitter employees were bringing against X for saying, hey, we haven't been paid, right? Well, as a result of one of those cases, a judge in Northern California has required that X disclose its list of investors. And on that list are some familiar names that you may know, such as Bill Ackman, who recently gave an endorsement of Donald Trump, as well as Sean Diddy Combs, who has recently ran into his own legal battles. But of most interest on that list is a company named 8VC, and that is where I want to zoom in and where I'm looking at some things, right? So persons that stand out at 8VC are Dennis Avin and Josh Moshkovich. Okay, and remember, 8VC has invested in X. Now, Dennis is the son of Peter Avin, and Jack Moshkovich is the son of Vadim Moshkovich. Let's take each one of these in turn, right? So Peter Avin has been sanctioned by the United States. Here's a document here that shows that. And he's sanctioned by the United States because he leads Alfa Bank, which is the largest private bank in Russia. He also holds a leadership role with Letter One Holdings, which is an investment firm. Now, if Alfa Bank sounds familiar, that is because with Trump's first run for office, there were some connections that were being made between Alfa Bank and Donald Trump in terms of links to Russia. Okay. And what some of you all may remember is that once Trump got in office, he brought on John Durham as special counsel to make these allegations go away. And what they alleged was that, Hillary Clinton came up with this, right? And said that basically all of this is false. This is something that the Clinton campaign, put together. Well, the opposite side of the lawyers on the opposite side had this to say in response to that. They stated, quote, the Alfa Bank results have been validated and are reproducible. The findings of the researchers were true then and remain true today. Reports that these findings were innocuous or a hoax are simply wrong. So that's one part of it. The other part of this, as from some articles back then, state this: Alfa Bank's relationship with Trump is opaque. In official documents resulting from a series of investigations and counter investigations into Russia's interference in the 2016 election, offer few decisive conclusions. In the special counsel Robert Mueller's final report, Peter Avin, who is the father of Dennis Avin, the chairman of Alfa Bank, testified. He testified, right, at Putin's suggestion to open a private channel to the incoming Trump administration. Mueller's report didn't mention the Alfa Bank data, but one issued in the summer by the Senate Intelligence Committee did. And I will say this: while there is no definitive connection between Alfa Bank, Peter Avin, and Dennis Avin in 2X, there is a type of cloudiness here that raise some flags that we should think about. Now, on the other hand, as it relates to Jack Moshkovich, remember, he is the son of Vadim Moshkovich. Now, who is Vadim? Vadim formerly served in the Federation Council, which is the upper chamber of the Russian parliament. He served in that role from 2006 to 2014. Okay. And as a result of him being in that role, and of course being in proximity to power, he was actually sanctioned by many Western nations. That documentation is provided here. So we have the sons of one person who served in Russian parliament and the son of another whose father served at the head of a bank and an investment firm that was already under investigation, that was afforded to the FBI, by the way, that is seemingly back within the circle. And certainly this particular fund invested in X. And it's very interesting, this hard swing to the right that X has taken. Watch this space. Watch this space. We'll keep a hold of this or keep track of this as things are developing. This is very, very interesting. I'll check you next time. Peace.